Okay, right. So we'll start with the dot data section. Right. So here, what we want to perform, we need to either go it with displaying some statements. Right. So here we'll display some message, display something as like it is a positive, negative number. We can have it will be directly starting with the uh, message where we are going to have the actual code, right? So that is here we'll take it as an example, that is some welcome message with defined bytes will take, right? So we are going to, as it will be required with the values which are going to pass for this. Okay, so what these values it will be, let's say uh, positive, negative, any message will display that, so that you can able to identify what it is, because this message it will be first displayed to your input window, so that we will be able to identify. So we'll have this. Okay, so this then it will be identified for ASCII value, that is a new line. If I need to commit to a new line, or after putting that message, you need to go to a new line to display it. Okay, so we'll display this message with the help of we need to calculate the length for this. Okay, so as it will be having with the some name, we'll give it as these are the variables, right? Variable length, which is equal. Okay, so this it will be a which will identify the what input that message is there, its length it will be calculated, because it is not required to every time we need to get for that system calls which we have seen, right? Just we can get it with the help of this equals, it will calculate the length of it. Appropriate length will be maintained in this wl message underscore length. So this is variable, right? Another let's say we'll take it as a one more message which will be gives you a actual content, that is a count of positive numbers. Okay, that is so whatever that you want to know, this data section what it will be give you uninitialized part, that means what it will be constant throughout the program variables which will be required. So generally we here will include the most of the messages that you want to display to output window. Okay, count of, let's say, positive numbers. Okay, and we'll calculate the length of this message also. So because for every whatever the message that you want to display to output window, you need to calculate the length of it. Right. So with the help of this, we can directly get to the length TMSG. That's whatever the variable that you are going to have. Similarly, it will be done for a negative number. Okay, so we'll take with some different value for this. Positive, and here we'll take it as negative. Right. The count of negative. Right. So this it will be just as an part for displaying something. So at the output window, we are able to get it to a generally whatever the things to new line after displaying this. Okay, so for that also we'll take okay new line with one more variable and with the passing only value as a type. Right. So when I'll just go for the execution, it will be starts with the positive and negative count. It will display this. Okay, so first and most important part, you need to save this file. Sorry. So we save this file one directory where I've created this number document, right? So we'll keep it here only. With some name as, let's say now here as given we have one, so we'll take it as fifth. So we'll take it as an experiment. Right, so we are going to save this file with the .asm. Sorry. Okay, so this it will be your initial part, which you are going to display to the output window, which you are going to mention it in data section. Right, you can go for the indentation, but it will be my suggestion when you are going to put these values, you can avoid with the spaces, extra spaces. Okay, so indentation you can give, right? So means what, like this, where which section has been ended, so that I need to get it. So I'll get indentation for this. Okay, right? So by mistakenly, as like your regular habit, don't give the semicolon at the end, right? So that is not expected for this assembly level programming. Okay. Now apart from this, this it will be some initial messages that required. Now will be required with the some information that you are going to, or static values that you are going to take it as an input for this. So we'll mention that in the form of array, right? Array, we'll take it with some more size, right? Because it might be required some more space. So we'll take that in the form of words, defined words. So here we are going to use it with the 32-bit registers, right? Bytes, words, and double words. Okay, so either it is for we can use it for 62, sorry, 64. That will use it with changed values. Then we'll take with the few values. Take an example. Some big values will take 0.h something. Then yeah, which will take with the another hexadecimal values. We are going to put that in the hex form, hexadecimal form. That will convert it into a binary values. Okay, after converting it into a binary form, so this it will be we'll take some more values. Okay, so it will be h. We'll take some two values also. H. Take lastly, you can take with the any values. You can check for these values, just change values. So I'm taking with some big values so that you can go for conversion. Okay. Now for this, we need to get with the count for this. So we'll take with the how many elements are there, that count here, as we are having as 7 elements are there, right? So you can take the number of elements, just increase with the count also. So we'll require a few more variables. So we'll initialize these variables to get with this print something. Okay, count with these variables with in bytes. It will be sufficient for this. We'll initialize to 0, positive count. Then in count for negative count, we'll take it as that also will initialize it to 0. Right, so this it will be initialization, and it will be referred as this for which will be changed when you are going to actually increment the counter, right? So related with this positive and negative. Now for this BSS, we'll take it as few buffer size with some display buffer. So this is user defined term, RESB bytes with 2. Okay, so we'll take some buffer size to put these values. If you are going to have at a runtime, will require some more space that it can be done under this. Okay. Now for important part related with the macro, how we are going to introduce the macro here. That is under a term for this, that is macro. Now we'll use it for this, for printing something. Right, so you can have the use of this macro for different purpose. Now here we'll use it for printing, because read macro here if you use, okay, that it might be referred for taking input. As here we want to print something to output window, we'll take only one macro which is for printing something. Okay. So for this, the values which are going to pass EAX, now this is a printing something that is a write operation. So we are going to have the value which will be passed for this EAX as a 4. Then move EVX, system call, it is for standard input output, right, buffer size. Move ECX, which you have seen right now. Okay, so here we'll take it as in the form of this, so which you are not known with the actual message that we want to have. So we'll take that as in the form of first argument. Here we'll take it as in 2 arguments. So we'll message, or it will be given as in the form of %1. And EDX, that is for message, we put that in the form of, okay, and end of the macro, end of the macro, right? So what does it mean that, so wherever we are going to identify, okay, so what this macro it will be used, that wherever will be required to perform print something to the output window, what we require, first system call, then standard input output, then message, actual message, and second argument it will be in the form of length. So that we will be varying, that it will be changes as per the change in the message what we want to display, right? So here we want to, let's say, display a count, positive count, negative count, so that message it might be changes, appropriate length will also change, right? So we'll get it for the next section, that is a X section, that is a actual logic. Okay, so this it will be initialization part that will require. So we'll start it with the global underscore. So we'll just enable to see things properly. Okay. Global underscore start, but you can give it as also start. This it will be a label that you are going to have, which will be accessible. Global start, that is your actual start of the program. Start with the section name, right? So which you are going to have start section. So now here what we want to go, we want to first call for the macro, right? First message, it is variable which we have used, that is a WEL MSG, right? So that is this message. This whenever I will start with the program, I need to display with this message, right? So for that I'm making a macro call. So what is the macro? That is the name of the macro is a print. That means what? Whenever I will get call for this with the 2 arguments, that is a actual message and its length, WEL MSG underscore length, LEN, right? So it will be call for this, means it will display with the message. Now after that what we want to get with the array elements, right? So we'll move the 1 by 1 element to ESI array. So whatever the input, static input which you are taken, we'll take that in the ESI register, which will be maintaining that in the form of statement, right? So it will be give the indexing for this, and with that indexing it will be store these all elements 1 by 1, right? Now we'll take with that count also, because this count it will be identified that how many elements has been identified. So you have taken array count, array count for this, right? Now, so whenever we'll be having with the appropriate section, we'll give some numbering for this. Okay, so for that we'll take with the first section. Okay, you can give any label for this, which will be checked with the words, what values it will be having. As here we have taken it these in the form of, first we need to make a bit test BT whether it will be having what values which are going to maintain in the ESI. Okay, so that it will be done first. The next, if it will be having with the values, that means what if that array elements are there in the stack, because once it has been copied, we need to check with that one by one, and if it has been over, then we need to terminate the program. So first this it will make the bit test whether it is having the elements in the, so which is of a type which, that is a, we have taken it in the form of word. So here we are going to take it, mention it as in the form of word array, right? So it will be checked with these. Then if it is there, the number is there, then we need to point it to the next, if it will be having, okay, so it will be identified with that number. Then we need to increment, okay, that is the first number, it has been identified. We need to get it for count to increment. I think we have taken it CMT only, or NCMT, I think, right? So it will be for what values we are going to have, whether it is a positive or negative. Okay, so that it will be incrementing here. Okay, next it will be for to identify whether it is a element, it will be a positive number. Then we'll take one more section which will be get to account to that. Okay, now what this next it will be get, it will be take with the one by one element, right? If it will be identified with the number, right? So section next it will be get with the part for increment. Okay, so that is the next value that you want to get. So it might be positive, so we'll get with that value as p count. If that it will be not, then it might be negative value. So in that case, so once it has been identified whether it has been positive or negative, we need to get it for new number, right? So we'll take a increment for ESI, that is the next number. We need to identify whether it is positive or not, and it will be goes on continuing with this, right? So this loop, it will be identified that whether it will be getting a new number, whether it is positive or negative, depending on that we need to increment the count. Okay, and it will be goes for that section. Okay, after putting that, after performing, now how it will be doing that we'll see. After performing, we need to get it for, okay, so this is the one loop which has been ended. We need to display that message whether it is having a positive or negative. So if it is a positive count, so we'll get it for p message. I think we will display that in the form of p message only, right? P MSG and MSG. So make sure that whatever in the data section you have given, so same variables it should be there. P MSG, comma length of it, underscore length, then move whatever the count is there, because that count we need to put it in the BL. Okay, so ultimately what we want to display to the output window, count of it. So we'll take that in the form of this message, and then we'll perform with the checking for it whether it is a value which is greater than 9 or less than 9. Okay, so for that we'll take one more call, procedure call here we have to do. For every number we need to do this, or for every program we require, whether it is the value which is less than 9 or greater than 9, right? So if it is greater than 9, then we have to display that in the form of ABC, right? 0 to 9, and after that 9 we are going to display that in the form of up to F. Okay, so this procedure call, it is for first count of positive number, same it will be done for negative number, right? So we'll take it with this, same it will be done for NMHE negative count, and we'll do the same system call for this. Okay, so what this system call it will be having, that we'll see to identify So this it will be just outer loop that it will be having get with the count, display with that message. Okay, so this it will be expected it for counting a number, and after performing this count we need to commit to a new line. So that is a, we'll make it the message that is a new line, right? And if it will be identify with that whether it will be a positive or not, okay, so it will be get it for the set condition, right? How it will be identified depending on the that logic that you are going to write. Okay, so here your last condition that it will be exit ex. If it will be having with some error messages, it will display with that. If it is having with the no error, then it will be make the system call for end for. Okay, that has been done, right? Either you can go for this, or previously as we are doing it like this, sys call system call. Okay, system call, which it will be actually identifies or actually get with this message, that will be identified. Okay, just mute yourself, those who are attending in between. I think who's making there, right? So it will make the system call for this, or you can write it in this form so that it will be okay. Okay, so this it will be done. Now one more system call that we are going to identify here, or which will be done for checking with these values with it is a number greater than 9 or less than 9. So here I think we have given the name, which is 8. You can give any name for the system call. We need to check with this. For that we have given it as an. So this will check whether it is a number which is a digit to display. So we'll put that values in this. Okay, so it will be required some buffer size. If as it will be greater than 9. Okay, so if it will be a 2-digit number, simply we can say it as definitely it will be required some more size as compared to. Then in that case we need to check whether it is upper 8-bit or lower 8-bit, as like that, upper 16-bit and lower 16. Okay, so in that case we'll be required with the buffer. So what variable we have given the name for this buffer, bu bs buffer, display buffer, which we have required. Okay, so every time after performing the operation we need to check with this. Okay, that is a display dist buffer, display buffer. Okay, and next we need to perform with the actual logic. Now this first outer loop, it will be called for just identifying this whether it is a count has been positive or negative. Now here we need to perform the actual logic. So what is it? That is a, we'll use some name for this. Let's say as a UP1. Okay. Now here first we need to what? We need to get with the number, whatever that number which we have got. Okay, so after getting that into, we need to convert it, we need to rotate for that number with 4 bits, right? So whatever that number which you have got or which you have converted into binary form, we need to rotate that, rotate it to left, ROL, 1 bit to left. So we need to get it that get the MSB bit, MSB digit, what we are able to get, that is whether it is a 0 or 1. Okay, now after performing this we need to whatever that bit which we have got, we'll take that in a AL register, right? We'll need to compare that. Okay, so upper bit, upper digit, whatever that we have got for this, that we need to get. Okay, we need to make the ending for this bit AL comma 0H. Then we need to compare that whatever that value which we have got, whether it is a greater than 9 or less than 9. Okay, and if it will be number which will be a greater than 9, then what we have to do, we need to convert it into ASCII form. Okay, so this it will be for conversion. Okay, so it will be, we'll make a jump if below, if it is a below, then we'll make one more call for this, which will be right B. Okay, some system call if it will be number is below to that. Okay, so if it will be number is below or equal to 9, we'll go to performing the add it to 30. Okay, so if it will be, okay, so if it is not, then you need to get to directly that number. Okay, so you need to check whether that number is greater than 9 or not. We'll add for it. If it is not, then we'll add it with a 30th edge for this. So 30, it will be identified it as in what? It is ASCII values which we need to be convert for it. Converting it, whether it is a number that is greater than 9 or less than 9, and we'll get that ASCII value to, with the help of number that we have got, we'll copy that in a EDI, which will be comparing this buffer values which we have got and get it continuously with a new value. Okay, so it will be as like for 1, continue it for further loops. Okay, so this loop will be continued for this loop1 inner loop, which will be checking with this number. Okay, whether it is a number it's greater than or not. Then we'll display this whatever the buffer or number that we are having, print. Right, so whatever the number that we have got, and it will be return the control. Okay, so where it will be written, where it has been called this procedure, where it has been called this procedure, right? DISP, so colon, it is a label, right? So wherever it is a label, we need to give a colon for it. Okay, so where it has been done with the call, that is the first system call for checking the number. The next, second system, right? So every time we need to check with the MSB bit after a rotate, and if that after rotation we have got with the number as 0 or 1, we'll get the output, right? Try to get the meaning what we have done, okay, because it will be a easier if we getting the things. First we are declare with the part what we want to display, that is a positive, negative count, some messages if you want to get, so that we have done. We have taken with some array values. Okay, so initially I have taken with the combination checks with this because it will be having a few negative after conversion. Okay, so after converting it into binary form, let's say take an example, we'll take with the first value, right? So first value is 8505H X value. So we'll get with the conversion for this into binary form, and I will do it as a complement, once complement for this, that means we'll convert it into binary, and that will get it, you will get a MSB bit as an 0. Okay, most significant bit as an 0. It will be having with some number which will be getting it after conversion in the binary form, and after taking this one's complement, we'll get the MSB bit as in 0. So it will be a positive number, right? So what we'll do, So intentionally we have taken with this combination of these few numbers which are positive, and after converting it into a decimal form, it will be become some negative numbers. Okay, the next count with that array. Okay, what values we are having, and then ultimately the count which has been initialized it with a positive negative. If the number it will be a greater than, which will be given it in the array. So you need to check whether it is a, so what we are saying it as, if it is greater than 9 or less than 9, that means what, it is a 2-digit number. So up till okay, so here if I'll get with this, right, so if it will be a number, let's say we can say it as 0 to, right, so 0 to 9 we'll be having it as an represented directly, but after that we'll be having it as a number which is represented as A, B, C, right, and up to F, right, so that it will be a number which is of a 2-digit, right. So generally it will be referred as an A, it will be referred as in the form of 10, right, 11, 12, and goes on continuing with that to F, right. So that we need to represent, we need to check whether it is having, now here it will represent this number it into a 8-bit or 16-bit. So it will be added with that space. So that space we can, a buffered space, we need to check for this. Okay. So will be required that, that will depends on the what value you are going to take. Okay. So if it is got disconnected, can rejoin with this. Okay. So because we'll see with output, final output that you're able to get, how to compile.